Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. Today from Mattel in their WWE Main Event Showdown series, we are featuring series number 18, Bron Breakker versus Seth friggin' Rollins. Okay, so this wonderful 2-pack kind of captures the short-lived rivalry between Bron and Seth. Included with these figures are the WWE Heavyweight Championship. So we have the world title right over there, looking fantastic. And if you look close enough, you can see it has the Seth Rollins plates on the sides. A very basic Bron Breakker with just the plain black gear. It's nothing colorful. Seth, on the other hand, very vibrant wrestling attire, and he even comes with the bandages. On the back, nice portrait of both superstars. Bron Breakker is from Woodstock, Georgia. He's listed as a powerhouse, with his finisher move being the Steiner recliner. Seth is listed as a technician, hailing from Davenport, Iowa, and his finishing move is the Stomp. Other figures in Series 18 include the 2-pack of Kane and Mankind, and we have Rhea and Dirty Dom. Alright, so today is January 19th, 2025. I bought this 2-pack last week at my local Target. Alright, so first up we have Seth's World Championship right here. Beautiful design. Again, you'll notice it has the Seth Rollins plates on the left and right. I like this belt design a lot. I know it was met with some criticism when it was first introduced. I was actually at the Raw show when they debuted this title here in Chicago. It made for a very memorable event. And one of my plates is slightly crooked. Let's see if I can straighten it out. If I can move it. Maybe not. Or I think, no. Yeah, if you can see here, this plate's a little bit crooked. I'm trying to move it around, but it doesn't want to budge. I'm not going to force it. Oh, there we go. I got it straight. I kind of wish they'd release like an accessory pack where it was just the championship titles without the signature plates, because it's kind of like, you really can't share this with other figures. It's really meant for Seth, but very cool accessory nonetheless. Now let's take a look at Bron first. Ooh, I don't like that noise. Yeah, it's made that weird cracking noise. If you've handled some of the Mattel figures in the past, sometimes when you move their arms, like the joint on the inside, it kind of rests on this plastic brace. And if you move it, every now and then it might haphazardly just like break the piece off on the inside, and then you end up with this like floating piece of plastic inside of the figure that rattles around. The likeness to Bron Breakker, it's decent. My only complaint, much like I have with a lot of the basic figures, is that his facial expression is just very plain and neutral. I kind of suspect they do that because, they want to save the more animated expressions for the premium figures like the Ultimates and the Elites. But the likeness is pretty spot on. Like I said, the gear is just very plain with this black. It says Breakker on the front. And on the back, meaner than hell. For someone who belongs to the Steiner lineage, with his dad being Rick Steiner, his uncle being Scott Steiner, the Steiners have always had very colorful gear, much like Bron has had in the past, but this figure is just very basic in terms of its presentation. And I'm fiddling around with the arms, and this arm does not want to rotate upward. And I don't want to force it either. Like I said, sometimes these figures are prone to breakage on the inside. And if the arm doesn't want to twist up, I'm not going to force it up. Like this one here, no problem whatsoever. This one, it gets really stiff as soon as I get to this position. It feels like this upper muscle here is colliding with that piece of plastic, and it just doesn't want it to move. Yeah, so that's kind of unfortunate. He has the Goldberg tattoo on the one arm. A very basic articulation, but that's to be expected from the main event series. His head swivels. Doesn't really, kind of looks up and down, just kind of more so teeters. His arms rotate, like I said. This one does not want to, I guess I'm going to force it. Let's see if it breaks. It's not going to go the whole way. There you go. All right, now it moves. I just had to loosen it up. All right, so his arms rotate. They go outward. They bend at the elbow, and they also swivel. You have articulated wrists that rotate and also fold. Swivel at the waist, and he has that improved hip articulation where the legs kick up and outward. They bend at the knees. Again, very stiff, and then a boot cut. Overall, it's a nice figure. You know, if you need a Bron for your collection, this isn't the greatest, but it'll do. You know, I kind of wish it was the more colorful gear, but this is what you get. Yeah, so overall, nice figure. You know, it's a Bron breaker. So, okay, let's move on to Seth friggin' Rollins. One of my favorite superstars. A very neutral facial expression. You know, for someone who's the Monday Night Messiah, you know, this figure, he just looks tired in his eyes. But it's a decent head sculpt. Like I said, I kind of wish it was a little bit more animated in the facial expression. I do like the execution on the hair. The hair is cleanly sculpted, but I do like the gradation of how the hair changes color, much like in real life. He comes with the bandages around his torso. I believe this is something we've gotten before, like with the Diamond Dallas Page figure. And it is removable, as you can see right there. The tights are nice. It's kind of like that cheetah print on the blue. Very colorful outfit for Seth. And same articulation as Bron as well. You know, movement in the head and arms. Elbow bend and swivel, articulated wrists, swivels at the waist. And the same articulation for the legs. In terms of their size, Seth stands in at about a little under 7. Bron feels a little bit taller. He comes in at a little under 7.25. Here's another figure from the main event series. We have Cody Rhodes. I believe this was a top picks figure. And you can see how they look next to each other. Yeah, so overall, you know, I say this time and time again. I am a big fan of the main event 2-packs. You know, I think they're a great value for like anywhere between, was it like $19 to like maybe $24, depending on where you buy them. You're getting, you know, 2 top tier wrestlers. They're fun to play with if you're a little one. If you're a collector, you know, they're nice interpretations of your favorite superstars. And when they come with an extra accessory like a belt, it just makes the whole deal a little bit sweeter. So yeah, very stoked on this. You know, I'm very glad to add this to my collection. You know, I can never have enough Seth Rollins figures, especially since he's always changing out his gear. Alright, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.